Everybody. I'm Dr. Dan French, and I am your professor for the spring semester at the University of Toledo, History 1070, which is called the Contemporary World. So behind me, right there, you see a very large syllabus. And the purpose of this video is to kind of give you an overview of the syllabus, the expectations, how to get in touch with me, all of that stuff. I would ask you to watch it all the way through if possible. I'll try to go as quickly as possible. So first of all, my name is Dr. Dan French. My email address is daniel.french@utoledo.edu. Please email me anytime. My cell phone number is 419-345-7220. You can go ahead and text me at that number if you need help. I do ask for all official communications to go through the university email if you would. So that's how to get in touch with me. The class itself is 100% online. It's asynchronous. So that means we don't have to ever get together and meet at a certain time. It's totally flexible. I do ask you to get your work done on time and respect deadlines. It's not because I'm like a meanie, okay, but it just helps me keep up with grading, and it's what's expected of all of us in the real world, right, in our jobs. So we're just trying to create that standard here in that class as well. So complete everything on time, and I will go through that here in a minute as I go through the syllabus. So as I said, we're looking at the syllabus down here. I'm going to go through it really quick and highlight some of the big points that you need to know. And before I go through this, please understand I've taught this class many iterations of it, and sometimes I forget to change something, or you might run into an old video that I made 4 years ago when I looked a lot different, a lot younger, or maybe a due date is off or something like that. If you find something like that, let me know as soon as possible. I try my best to make everything as accurate as possible in Blackboard, but sometimes I miss things. I'm only human. So if that happens, if you see an error or something that's confusing, please let me know. So that having been said, going through the syllabus down here, we have the course overview. So what's the class about? It's an overview or a survey of world history from the year 1900. It's impossible to cover the entire world in any period of time in an online class, in a 3 credit hour class, but we do the best we can. So we kind of skip around the textbook. I'm going to talk about the text here in a minute. You do have to have the text for this class in order to be successful, but it is an overview of world history in the contemporary years, all right, in the past few hundred years. And I cheat a little bit. I go a little earlier than 1900, but we'll talk about that. So that's an overview. You will see these things called student learning outcomes right down here. And that is what we are supposed to be learning in this class. And these come from the university, and I think they're pretty good standards, and they're pretty straightforward. It just says that, hey, by the end of this class, we're going to be able to do these things. And so some of those involve identifying major historical trends. Some talk about sources. So I'm going to talk to you about knowing the difference between primary and secondary sources. So you want to be aware of what those are, and you can go through those other student learning outcomes. I make sure we kind of cover these things in an assignment, and you'll learn about that as we go. Those of you who are in education and want to learn like how to teach and how to put a class together, it's sort of where we start. It's like, hey, these are the things we want to accomplish. So what do we have to do in assignments to accomplish these things? So I know that's probably nothing you want to hear right now, but that's what those student learning outcomes are, and they'll crop up again a little bit later. The teaching methodology, as I said before, the class is entirely online. It's asynchronous. It's totally flexible. You don't have to worry about a thing. And you have to complete your stuff on time. So that's just common courtesy and good practice. If you're going to be late for some reason, let me know. And let me know ahead of time, and we'll work it out, and it'll be fine. I'm not a meanie, but I do ask for you to do stuff, follow directions, follow deadlines, and do stuff accurately. So that's what I'm about. So anyway, there's that. And continuing on with the syllabus, textbook. You have to have the textbook. It's called Contemporary World History. It's a Cengage book. I just get my ebook online from Amazon. I have it like on my Kindle. All right, so it's all you really need. And so I apologize. You have to have a text. I know they're expensive, but that's the way we do it. So that's what you need to do. And you need that by week 2 because we have a quiz. And you can use AI and do all that stuff and try to get through the class. But I ask you for specific examples and specific pages, and to reference specific documents and figures from the book. Sounds hard. It's really not. But you need to have the book to be able to cite those things, and you can't get that stuff on AI. I've tried, So that's what we need to do there, because citations in our textbook are important. I'm always going to ask you to say, hey, where did you find this at? So make sure you have the textbook, and it's available at the UT bookstore. And again, I got mine on the Amazon at Kindle. I know that, I don't know, whatever, figure it out. I also know that people are typically late with textbooks because they didn't get their loan money or something didn't come through. There is a quiz in the second week. If you're going to be late, just let me know ahead of time, and you can have an extended deadline for that first quiz. But after that, you need to have it. All right, you have to have the textbook. Technology requirements for the class. Most of you have taken online classes before. If you haven't, you know how to operate a browser. If you know how to order on Amazon, you can take an online class on Blackboard. That's what I always say. I do a video every week, kind of like this. You need to watch them all the way through. Typically, I give you the answers at the end for like a quiz or something like that. I try to make them less than 15 minutes, if at all possible. So make sure you can watch a video online like you're doing right now. I post most of them on YouTube. And you have to know how to create a Word document, because we have 3, 4 essays that sound scary, but they're not hard at all. A couple of paragraphs, but I want those in Word, or I want them as a PDF file when you turn them in, so I can annotate them and mark them up and make comments on them. If you turn them in differently, I might not accept them. Although, again, I'm not a meanie. I'll work with you, but please, Microsoft Word, or if you use something else, turn your document into a PDF and submit it that way. Don't scan anything. Okay, like turn it in for real to a PDF from your word processing program. So that's the tech stuff. Internet, you need internet. You know all about this stuff on the syllabus as far as the university policies go. Tech questions, IT help desk is here. Accessibility and accommodations are here. That's important. So if you need accommodations like extra time on quizzes, you don't need to worry about it here, because I don't have any time limit on any of the quizzes. You can start them, walk away, stop them, come back, whatever you want to do. They're not that hard. Typically, they're 5 questions. So, but if you do need accommodations for something else, all my notes are online. But go to the accommodations office, or contact me, the student disabilities office, if you need help accessing anything. I think everything here is you'll find quite accessible. So there's accessibility, course expectations. I already talked about that. Make sure you get everything done on time. Communicate professionally. All right, I don't think we have any discussion activities in here, but if you do communicate with me or other students, make sure you are kind, follow all university policies, and I think we went through all this stuff. Okay, there's 1,000 points total in the class. There's no midterm exam. There's no final exam. Okay, your midterm grade is a cumulative total of your scoring up to that point. Your final grade is all of your grades in a composite at the total of the class. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. I use rubrics for grading, or the quizzes are self-explanatory, and there's no exceptions to anything. And you can grade yourself with rubrics in the essay assignments. Super easy, and you can make sure you get an A. It's what I recommend, because I tell you what you have to do, and it's really clear cut. There's no mystery. So grading is straightforward. That's the grading schema. I'll clean up this syllabus a little bit. It's kind of out of whack, but it's cutting across the pages there. But there's the grading schema. The topics, as I said, we start a little bit before 1900. We cover industrialization, we cover imperialism, we cover the rise of East Asia, World War I, nationalism, World War II. We have spring break in there. We have a quiz due spring break, but you get an extended deadline, so you don't have to worry about that. We cover a little bit of US, Canada, Latin America, the rise of communism. We cover China, and hopefully do a little bit of a Middle East update, which is sort of a moving target, but we'll do that at the end. A lot of these things I won't post or publish, because I'm changing the essays all the time based on what I find out online. I find my papers out online all the time. So, if you're going to cheat, I try to keep it a moving target because I want you to really learn some of the things. You don't need to know, like, Washington's birthday or anything like that. Just the major stuff. It's going to be super easy, so don't freak out or worry about writing an essay, or don't turn in like a 5-page epic. I really don't care. All right, just answer the questions I ask, and we're going to be fine. I'm not hard to get along with, but don't make this extra burdensome on yourself. Okay, so I think that covers all of that stuff. For now, again, you can get in touch with me, daniel.french@utoledo.edu, or text 419-345-7220 during respectable hours, if you will. I try to get back to you within a few hours. If you need help at any time, please reach out, and I'll help you in any way I can. It'll be a good class. It's going to be easy, and I really hope that we learn some stuff. I'm going to try to tie in what we're reading in the book into kind of what's going on now, and make it a little bit more digestible. So that's the plan as of right now. I think we're going to have fun. I think all you guys are great, by the way. So let's have a great semester. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and please look over the syllabus as soon as you can. Have a great day. Bye-bye.